No, this room is got to be slow torture for Susan. Not only is she in a warm room, but the spotlight is on her, both things that she hates. So we'll see how this goes. So sometimes I don't think the students or even most of the staff know Susan Warga. She's quiet, she's soft-spoken, she's warm-hearted, figuratively in that she's always willing to help, especially when it comes to her students, but also literally. As I said, anyone who has been to Susan's classroom knows that they should pack a sweater and maybe a tauntaun the next time they go. Susan has even been known to carry around a fan in order to keep herself cool in case she needs to venture out from the refrigerator that is her classroom. But I've also always taken this as evidence of her warm heart. It keeps her so warm that she needs to do anything she can to stay cool. At least that's the argument. But underneath that warmth, there is a steel edge that not a lot of people get to see. She doesn't show it. Susan Warga doesn't bluster. She's not someone to flail about with a sledgehammer like I do. She's too smart for that. I'm privileged and occasionally frightened to be one of the few people to see that edge. Possibly because I've known her for so long, possibly because I've earned her trust, but most likely because I've had it coming more than once. From years of experience, I can tell you this: if you find yourself in disagreement with Susan Warga, you're in the wrong. Susan has had a long and widely varied career. She's owned and operated a crafts business. She worked as an EA for a while before going back to school and becoming a teacher. And I think that experience as an EA really informed Susan's teaching style. The kids always come first for her. She really gets to know them as human beings instead of just as automatons like I treat them. And that personal touch means that the students who have been lucky enough to be in her class would do anything for her. Well, anything short of handing in their assignments on time, because nothing can make that happen. A brief thing, this isn't in the speech, but just want to add this. She's been working with me on the Reach the Top Kids for ages. I did not spur this along or anything like that today. The senior Reach kids came to my room, and they, unbeknownst to me, brought in flowers for Susan. Because they had this close personal connection and they wanted to bring her flowers. I'm like, well, they didn't bring me shit. But they were very touched, and they wanted to show that they were going to miss her so much, and I totally get that because I will too. When I first met Susan, she was working as an English teacher at Shaftesbury while I was the teacher librarian there, and we knew each other in that capacity for about 7 years before we made our escape from that hellhole and went to FRC. All of those of you who worked at Shaftesbury, you know who you are, and you know that you agree. So we worked together in the social studies department since here for about 11 years. So that makes 18 years that we've known each other. 18 years. In 2 different buildings, working together on projects, making snarky comments at SAGE conferences, sharing victories and losses and Reach to the Top. It's a long time, and I honestly don't know what it will be like to work without Susan Warga, and I'm not particularly anxious to find out. She's been my rock, my sounding board, my common sense for a long time, and I know I'm not alone. Everyone who has had the privilege of working with Susan has come away from the experience richer than they were before. And that's why I and the rest of the social studies department will miss her so much. Her warmth, her kindness, her edge, her experience have made her a critical member of the social studies team in specific and FRC in general, which is why, Susan, we'd like to count ourselves as your biggest fans. There's a shirt for you too, it finally came. So.